welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalie, for those of you who do not know. As you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about the 10 things that I wish I knew before nursing school. And you may be watching this video because you just got into nursing school, you're about to start nursing school, or you're thinking about going to nursing school. And I really hope that you guys enjoy this video, and I hope that I am able to help you better prepare for nursing school in any way. And I hope that I am able to give you any helpful tips that will help you through nursing school or will help you prepare your mindset for nursing school. Okay, crap. I have my notes here on my iPad, so if you guys see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. I keep finding myself not looking at the camera. The first thing that I wish I would have known before nursing school is that it takes up a lot of time. My family and my friends did actually tell me that nursing school is going to take up a lot of time, but I didn't fully understand that until I got to nursing school. I really underestimated it, and I wish I would have understood it better. Nursing school is very time consuming. I know that I spend pretty much every day studying for nursing school, studying for a test, preparing for clinicals or whatnot. I know a few people that have gone through nursing school, and I've gotten to see a little bit of how difficult it was from their perspective. I recommend really prioritizing your time well with your studies and your family time, your social life, work, etc. A good thing to have to prioritize your time is a calendar. You can either get you like a small calendar from a store or something, or Amazon. A lot of times your school will provide the layout of your course, and what I actually do with that is I'll print it out. I'll put it in the front of my binder so that I can go back and look through it every day. And I also take a screenshot of it from my phone and I set it as my home screensaver. That way I don't have to go search for the calendar to see what I need to prepare for. I can just open up my phone, look at my home screen, and it's right there. So that really helps. The second thing is staying ahead. It is very important to stay ahead in nursing school, or at least stay on top of things and with the flow of how classes are going, because if you get behind, it's really hard to catch up. And that goes along with like procrastination. If you procrastinate, you're gonna get behind. If you get behind, it's gonna be hard to catch up, and it's just gonna become really frustrating, stressful, and you don't need to cause more stress for yourself than you already have from nursing school itself. So it's just best to stay ahead. One thing that I do a lot is I set reminders on my phone, but it's just to help me remember that, okay, this needs to be done by this time, or sometime today I need to do that. So it really helps to make sure you don't forget, because I know for me, I tend to forget things, so reminders really help if you tend to forget things. And another thing with staying ahead is I would always look at my school calendar, and I would look at what is planned for the next day. Like, say you're going to lecture the next day, I would look at what topics we're going to be going over, and I'll go ahead and prepare my notes for those topics. Or say you have like lab the next day, the day before or sometime before you have that lab, make sure you go through and go over the different skills that you'll be learning for lab. Number 3, procrastination, like I said before, is a bad habit. Before I got into nursing school, I was a really bad procrastinator, and I did not have good grades. I had to retake some classes that I ended up making C's in, and I was trying to raise my GPA. But whenever I got into nursing school, it has been a different story. I have not procrastinated as much. I still do, but I don't do it as much as I used to. I think just because it is something that I'm more serious about and something that I'm really interested in. Even though nursing school is like really stressful and frustrating and all of that, it is very rewarding and I love it so much, and I couldn't see myself doing anything else. Number 4, the NCLEX style questions. So in nursing school, all of your tests are basically going to be NCLEX style questions. It's not going to be like regular test questions from like a regular college class. Those type of test questions are more of like a memorization. It's like, okay, what is the definition of this word, or what is this or that? with NCLEX style questions, it is more application and critical thinking. You're going to be given like a scenario of a patient. This is wrong with the patient. What are you going to do for this patient? And a lot of times all the answer choices are going to be correct. You just have to pick the most correct answer. Those for me were really tough at first, but as I got to do them more, it became easier and easier. And to help you with those, I recommend to practice NCLEX style question tests. You can find some online. They even have apps that you can download to your phone, and I can link a few websites and apps down below for you guys to try out. Number 5. This is one of the biggest things that I really wish I would have known or really done before nursing school, is save up money. My dad kept telling me, make sure you save up enough money for nursing school. And I did save up money, but I didn't save up as much as I should have. Throughout nursing school until now, I've only been able to work like 1 to 2 days a week while I'm in classes. Nursing school is like really expensive. My semesters, per semester, it's like a little over $2,000, I think. I don't really remember, it's like rough estimate. But like textbooks, I think our textbooks were either $1,000 or $1,500, I don't remember. But then you gotta pay for uniform, you gotta pay for your shoes, you gotta pay for like all of your supplies, like a pen light, bandage, scissors, stethoscopes. I know that some programs like provide a lot of that stuff for you guys, but with us, we had to, I had to buy my own stethoscope. Oh yeah, and another thing I was gonna say, so I've known people in nursing school that were able to work full-time while they're going to school. Some people work part-time, and some people feel that they can't work, which is totally fine. Everybody has their own preference and everything. Number 6 is that it's okay to feel nervous. I'm gonna be honest, I pretty much get nervous for a lot of things. I know I got nervous going to my first day of school. You know, that's always like a nerve-wracking thing. I would get nervous going to labs. I would get nervous for going to simulations. And a simulation is basically it's like you're in a real life scenario, but it allows you to take care of a patient without harming them, basically. It's really cool and stressful at the same time, but you know, it's okay. And then clinicals. I always thought that even though I was nervous, I felt like I had to like kind of hide that and act professional, act like everything was okay like in front of my clinical instructors. But I feel like you don't have to do that. It's okay if you tell them you're nervous or you're scared or something like that. They're there to reassure you, and they're there to say, hey, it's okay, I'm gonna be with you, that type of thing. Because I know plenty of times I've told my clinical instructors that I'm nervous, and they talk to me about it, and yeah, all is good. So yeah, if you ever feel nervous anytime, just take some deep breaths. Number 7, clinicals are not as scary as you think. They are nerve-wracking because you are going to be taking care of an actual patient. You are going to be practicing skills on them, doing physical assessments, taking vital signs, administering medications. You may even be inserting Foley catheters, doing sterile dressing changes, inserting IVs. Whatever skills you have learned, you will be doing in clinicals potentially. But your clinical instructor, like I said before, they know that you're going to be nervous, and it's completely normal. Just know that with clinicals, make sure you have a pretty good understanding of your patient and like their diagnoses and what medications they're on. Because if you don't know your patient and you go in there expecting to be able to take care of them, that's a safety issue. And especially like with medications, if you are administering medications to your patient and you don't know what the medication is for, if you don't know what specific interventions have to be done prior to administering that medication, that is a safety issue. And I know from my school, like if we completely like do not know what anything is for, we will be sent home, because you are dealing with somebody's life and you could be giving a medication when they're not supposed to get it. Number 8, being on time. Being on time is very important. Nursing school instructors do not play. If you have to be in class at 8 a.m., Be there at 7:45. Have your notes out, your computer out, your iPad out, whatever, and ready to take notes, because once the instructor walks in the room, they're gonna want to start lecturing, and they're not gonna want to have to wait on somebody to be ready, because they're on a strict timeline as to how long they can be lecturing for and what they have to get done within that time frame. And same thing with like clinicals. If you have to be at clinicals at 6:30 in the morning, be there at like 6:15. That's what I always did, but you never know if traffic's gonna be busy, so it's always best to leave early and to try to get to your clinical site early. And another thing, if you have to be late for your clinical, definitely call your instructor, because if you don't call, that's unprofessional. And I know for my school, clinical instructors like for you to call them, not text them, because they like to hear your voice, and it's just more professional to do it that way. Number 9, anatomy and physiology is important, because when you start going through lectures and stuff, they're not going to tell you where all the bones are or where all the muscles are, what organs do what. You're going to be expected to know all of that. So if you've already taken anatomy and physiology, go through your notes and just reteach yourself basically, unless you already know it. The final and 10th thing that I wish I knew before nursing school. Nursing school is more about application and critical thinking than it is memorization. The only thing that would really be memorization is like your medications maybe, and dosage calculations. You have to understand the process of how things work. You have to know what to do if this were to happen. Say like you were given a scenario. This patient has this and this going on. What are you gonna do? So sometimes you may be given the patient's history. You have to go through the patient's history, maybe lab values, and then you can like determine like what you're gonna do with that patient. Alright guys, so that is the end of this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that it was helpful to you in any way. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. I will be posting every Wednesdays at 8 a.m. This video right here is not getting posted Wednesday at 8 a.m. It's probably going to be like later in the day, just because I am re-recording it. But like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. Bye!